Hey guys, it's Daniel and Johnny again. This is our first comic book video that we've ever done. We think it's a great time to start with the new DC Rebirth that came out recently. Now this thing was all over the place.
Yeah, super popular.
Covered a lot of different storylines. It is rebooting basically a lot of different stories and kind of reestablishing some storylines and getting
Jeff Johns kind of fixing some things that readers were unhappy with since New 52 started, a few years ago.
Yep. So, take us inside this issue. We have a big focus on Kid Flash.
Yep. Wally West is
big
back.
focus on Batman.
Yep.
Those seem to be the prevailing storylines that came out of this. Everything's getting a reboot, and they focused on also Aqualad, Aquaman, Blue Beetle, Atom.
Yeah, there's
they covered a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of, it reestablishes a bunch of things and kind of gives you a little tease of what's going to come from each of these different titles, and it's kind of almost like a big advertisement. And but the way Jeff Johns writes it it's so enticing. It's really enjoyable to see how he worked this story, basically.
So take me inside the Kid Flash storyline. Give me a quick overview of it, and where do you think they're going to go with that?
Okay, so if you don't know, Wally West, the ginger one from pre-New 52, is coming out of the Speed Force, and he reappears. He's been gone for years now, and he first comes to the Batcave, and he says, "Oh, Batman, he's the universe's greatest detective. He could solve anything." And he tries to talk to him, and it was a very kind of similar scene to the one in Batman v Superman, where Flash comes out and he's asking him to help him, and he's coming from the future, basically.
Yep.
And so that was really cool to see, and he gets pulled back in the Speed Force. So throughout the story, as he's popping up in these places, he's getting pulled back, and he can't help it.
He's basically looking for a connection to pull him back in.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Yeah.
He's kind of stuck in the Speed Force that kind of has him trapped in there, and he's looking for a human connection to pull him in, whether it's Batman remembering him or his love interest, girlfriend, whatever, remembering him.
Another important part that you kind of figure out about halfway through is his old love interest. The love is such a strong connection they kind of establish, and basically he's like, if one person can pull me back, it's going to be her. So he goes to her, and she's actually at the site where New 52 Superman has died. And she doesn't remember him, obviously, and he's blown away, and he's like, oh man, this isn't gonna work, what is? And so he gets pulled back again, and he kind of has one last effort to try to get back in, and it's with Barry Allen, the Flash.
Yeah, Barry Allen pulls him back in. He remembers, and basically rescues him from right before he's pulled in forever. Basically.
Yeah, he's starts almost disintegrating back into the Speed Force, and luckily it was a really cool, pretty emotional, big, one-page sheet where they're hugging, and it was the art was fantastic in this issue as well. But from Batman, he goes to a bunch of different characters that you'll be seeing in different titles upcoming, like Atom. You get this really cool bit where Atom Palmer, Ray Palmer, the original Atom, he's stuck in the microverse, and Ryan Choi, the second Atom, comes up, and he's like his little pretty much protege, and he's like, oh, what am I supposed to do? And it just kind of leaves him off on that little thing. So that was kind of one of the cool teasers they had. And then you have Blue Beetle, the original Ted Kord, and then you have Jaime Reyes.
But the biggest piece of interest, I think, for most people was the very end, which featured Batman, and it was also the Watchmen.
Yes,
smiley face.
The comedian's little Watchmen smiley face pin. Throughout the issue, Wally West actually is kind of saying something happened, it's 10 years got sucked away, someone's been messing with the timeline, basically. And the last line he says is, oh, we're being watched, and then you see the pin, and Batman's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And so, and throughout the issue, you kind of get a hint, someone's there, someone's messing with, the whole universe, basically. And then there's an epilogue, and you see Wally West's watch, which was at the beginning of the issue, and you see all the inner workings of it, which is very reminiscent of Watchmen. And then at the very end, the watch is on Mars, and you see it, and all of a sudden it starts floating, and it gets pulled apart and then put back together, and it's just okay, here we go.
Yeah, and also going forward for Batman, they're going to be focusing on the 3 different Jokers.
Yeah, that's a huge, serious plot change. Basically.
Yeah, that's going to be a big point. I think people are really interested in that.
Yeah.
Because there's 3. They have like the old school Joker that's really, really old.
Yeah, like 70s.
And then they have the 2 more recent.
Yeah, you have like the one that kind of looks like Killing Joke almost, and then there's like the New 52 one basically.
Yeah, so we're going to be keeping up with Batman, like I said, and Teen Titans. We're not really sure of others, so we'll be making videos, I think, to go along.
Yeah.
I think they're bi-monthly, so we should be able to do this every 2 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. Please subscribe. We're going to be having, I think, a video for every new edition coming out.
Yeah.
This is definitely an exciting time. It's always good to get a reset because there's so many different storylines going on. Mm. It's hard to keep track and to just jump in the middle. So this is the perfect time. If you're going to get into comics, do it now.
Yeah.
Get the app or even get the hard copies. Mm-hmm. Read Rebirth, and you're pretty much set going forward.
Yeah, definitely. If you're interested at all, it doesn't hurt to just get Rebirth. And if you don't like it, you don't have to keep going. But if you do like it, there's a whole, universe waiting for you, basically, and all these new titles are going to be coming out over the next couple months. So.
Yep. Subscribe. We have a lot more movie reviews and Game of Thrones and comic book videos and other reactions. We have our E3 reactions coming up soon as well. It's going to be big.
Yeah, it's just a couple weeks away now. So
yeah.
That's definitely going to be exciting. We'll have a lot of coverage on that. Look forward to that, too.
Thanks for watching, guys.